Darren, Theresa May was given the floor after dinner last night. How much do we know about how her speech was actually received?
Well, how do you solve a problem like Brexit? That was the main talking point of that dinner last night involving those 28 EU leaders over some schnitzel and Austrian wine. And Theresa May literally had 10 minutes at the end of that dinner to make her case for why she thinks that the current plan by the European Union, particularly when it comes to this issue of the Irish borders, she said is not credible. Now, Downing Street sources are saying this morning that she went on to explain that this is a uniquely complex situation, Brexit, that she does not think that a second referendum is necessary, or indeed that while she recognises the time is short, delaying or extending these negotiations is not an option. So pretty clear that she does not want to extend Article 50, pretty clear she does not want a second referendum, unsurprisingly, but also clear that the European Union needs to change a position when it comes to the Irish border. Now, we got very little or no detail really last night on what the British position might well be on that, and there is an expectation, I think, that we may well get some more detail ahead of the next meeting in October. We also know that Theresa May is going to meet with the Irish Prime Minister, the Taoiseach Leo Varadkar, later on this morning, and indeed with the EU Council President Donald Tusk. We'll have to wait and see what comes out of those negotiations. But the most crucial moment today on Brexit will come when Michel Barnier talks to the 27 other nations without Theresa May in the room about what the EU's position is and how that might evolve as it's ahead of this next summit in October.
Now, Darren, with Brexit on the agenda, how much time will there be to actually talk about the topic that gathered the EU leaders in Salzburg in the first place, which is migration?
Yeah, indeed. Well, migration is going to dominate today's agenda. Leaders are due to get here around 9 a.m. They are going to talk primarily about this vexed issue of migration to Europe. It does seem, though, the more they talk about it, the more divided they seem. There are a whole load of policies on the table, not least this idea of control centres that's been championed by Emmanuel Macron. The problem is no one's entirely sure what form they will take. There is also, of course, Jean-Claude Juncker's plan to have a 10,000-strong border force. Again, there is disagreement that that might be going too far into intervening into the competencies of nation states. But be in no doubt, it will be the main talking point today. Expect, though, very little agreement on this. This is an ongoing sore for the European Union. As Donald Tusk neatly summed it up yesterday in some regards, there are European leaders that want to solve this problem, and there are some that want to exploit it. And even though the numbers are substantially down, we know that they are at pre-crisis levels. This no longer is a crisis. It is clear that I think we're not going to see any form of agreement, at least ahead of those European elections